Hey guys, it's Impacts here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 100 30 custom tactics, or top 200 as it is now. But yeah, I got 30 with this team, which is a very, very good team, don't get me wrong, but I have definitely versed a lot better teams than this. Like, pay to win is immense this year. A lot more people are putting a lot of money into the game, so yeah, I've done pretty well to get 30 first weekend, so I'll be showing you how I've done it. I'm also going to be going into detail of what all the tactics do this year, like what's effective, what's not effective, not just what I use, but what other people use, and also what works in the game. Really, as a lot of custom tactics videos, it's all well and good. They show you your tactics, but they don't really like explain their decision behind it, and also like what other tactics do, which may be effective for them. So let me quickly show you. This is the team. Like, it's pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong. I use like Pi off the bench with Arbitrary. Like, yeah. Let me quickly show you guys my tactics. So let's start off with the width. Or we'll start off with the defensive style, right? So balance is basically the way to go here, right? Like off the rip, I'd say balance is definitely the way to go. You could maybe put pressure on heavy touch on if like you really want to press people off the start, but in my opinion, balanced off the start is the way to go now. Basically, press on heavy touch. What it does is, if one of the opponent's players like take maybe a heavy touch, or maybe there's a stray pass or something, your team will all press and try and like pin them in, sort of thing, and intercept it, which is good. But you can also leave gaps in behind your team by doing that, and get very exploited by doing that. And also, like, basically, press half possession losses, press on heavy, but as soon as you lose the ball, they do it no matter what, whether there's a heavy touch or just normal play, they still press for about 7 seconds, as it says on the screen there. So yeah, I use this when I'm trying to get back into games, like maybe 50th, 60th minute, I'm a couple goals down, I need goals, I just switch this on, right? And constant pressure is just last 10 minutes, gung-ho. It's really, really OP this year along with team press, like constant pressure is, but you don't want to be using it off the start, certainly, because your team will just die, like your stamina will go, alright? So that's that. So the width is just, I've left it on 5 because width to me in every FIFA is just like, you want it as balanced as possible, right? You don't want it too wide, you don't want it too narrow. I'm tempted to put this up to 6 because like of through balls this year, like being so good and like down the line and stuff. But at the same time, if I widen the team, there's more gaps in between like the middle of my centre backs and stuff, which I don't really want. So I think 5 is just balanced way to go. Now with depth, this is going to surprise a lot of people because a lot of people tell you to go 3, 4, 5 maybe, but 4 is probably what most people use, right? Like this is the staple. Like a lot of people use 4, but 6 just works for me because I like to play very attacking and very like not fast, but I like with 6 depth I can control games a lot easier because like, I win the ball back a lot quicker is basically what I'm trying to say than I would if I was on 4 depth. Which makes me have a lot of possession, but possession, like, I'm using it to good effect because I'm using the possession high up the pitch. I'm not on 4 depth just passing around the back. I'm on 6 depth, I'm trying to create chances, you know? Like, creating those chances on the 6 depth. See, like, for me, you guys, a lot of people will have most success on 4 or 5. It just depends how you play. Like, I'd recommend trying 4 if 6, like I use 6, but not a lot of people find success with it at all. Now let's go to defensive style. Now I use balance again, just balanced, just because it's just what works for me in every FIFA really. I haven't really tried long ball that much this year, but the long ball was very effective at the end of last year, but this year, I just feel like everyone will just run away from you too quickly, and you won't be able to like make chances happen like on the edge box with like skills and little intricate passing and stuff. So I'd stay with long ball. Same with fast build up. Basically, long ball just makes it so like a lot of your like strike attackers just running behind, right? So you can play a long over top ball. This is actually all right at the end of the game when you're trying to stay out a lead, but I haven't really like messed around with it this year yet, so I wouldn't recommend putting it on. Now fast build up. Basically, as soon as you get the ball, as it says in the picture, really, like, your team just all bombs up together, right? Like, so I wouldn't use, I've seen some people use this with, like, some weird formations, but personally, just stay away from fast build-up. I wouldn't. And possession as well. Possession just makes your team really static, like no runs or anything, alright? So I wouldn't use that. Right, let's go on to the width. Like I said, 5 width again. It's same as the defensive, right? Don't want it too wide, don't want it too narrow. So there's not really much to say about that. Now, for players in box 4, I had 6 on, but it felt like I didn't have anyone on the edge to recycle with, if you get what I mean. I didn't have that guy on the edge to pick it and pivot for me. I just had all my players running into the box, and then there was just no options for the cutback or whatever. So I turned it down to 4, it seems to be working for me, right? Corners and free kicks, I just have on 2. Just because I don't want to get counted from it, really. I want enough bodies back so I don't get counted, but I also want a couple of people in the box. Now let's go to the actual instructions. So we'll start off keeper, just leave normal, and centre backs leave normal, right? That's normal. So fullbacks, you really have to put these on stay back, alright? I can't stress this enough. Please do not start the game with balanced or even attacking. Like, just stick them on stay back and have the other 2 on normal, because sometimes when you need to get back into games, you can put it on overlap and like maybe balanced, but please stay back. With through balls and pace this year, you need them on stay back, alright? I can't stress that enough. And the same as your DMs, right? Stay back, cover centre is the only things I've changed with these 2. This is like what I use every year. You need them to stay back and just defend for you. Like, honestly, in cover centre, you don't need them to cover the wing. You'll get too many gaps in the middle of your team for me, right? Some people are messing around with cut passing lanes and like aggressive interceptions, but personally, I don't want my AI to be doing stuff for me. Like, I don't want them to be aggressively intercepting the ball. Like, if I want them to intercept the ball, I will position them to intercept the ball. That's how I sort of see it. Like, I want to do it manually. I don't want my AIs to do it for me. Now, wide cams, get into box for crosses. Put this on because, like, RBX crosses, or like, what is it on PlayStation? I don't know. But RBX crosses this year are so good. You need these on get into the box, alright? For the back post run, RB, whip it in, tap it in, easy as like, alright? And everything else, don't mess around with this. Like, stay on stick position, like. And yeah, you don't want to mess around with this. But if you're seeing out a game, putting your wide cams on comeback is very good, alright? Just to get more bodies behind the ball. If you're a couple goals up, 80th minute, he's whacked on constant pressure. Put these on comeback, like, to give yourself a bit more support. Now Neymar I'll just leave it on normal. That's what I've done every year. You could try and stick on stay forward, but the problem is then you don't have that middle. Neymar's that middle player for me, who receives the ball from the DMs and then transitions to the strikers and wide cam. He's my transition player, right? So I think having that on balance is key this year. And now for my striker, I just have him stay forward. I want my striker to be like backing up against the defender, if you know what I mean, especially Ronaldo. I just want him backing up against the defender, having him stay forward and making runs in behind with the pace, right? And you could put him on getting behind, but with only one striker, what I've noticed is he just runs away from you, and then I have no outlet to like look to, sort of thing. What else is there here? Drift wide, stay central now. Let's keep on balanced. And target man, false 9, just stay away from those. And also, you don't need, like I said earlier, you don't need them to aggressively intercept the ball. If you want to aggressively intercept it, you will, you know. And I'll just show you my 4-4-2 real quick. What I sometimes switch to. Like, I don't really want to say much about this because I don't really switch to it a lot. But sometimes if I feel like 2 strikers is what I need. Sometimes in some games, you just want 2 strikers, right? And I put these on stay central just because I want these wide players to be influential on this formation, right? They get so much space, they can just bomb down the line. And having these on stay central just gives them that freedom, that space. And I've still got stay back, but I'll quickly show you guys what I would do if I'm trying to get back into a game, right? So I'd go like this. I'd go to 4-4-2. I'd obviously, let me quickly change these to where they'd be, right? So there. You there. Right, so, basically what I'd do, I'd probably put these on balanced and overlap just to get those added runners, right? This is like last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes if you need a goal, right? I'd stick these on balanced, cover centre, obviously. I'd be tempted to put Popper on get forward, to be honest. And obviously, just these on getting behind. And then, yeah, that's basically it. And with the tactics, I would be inclined to do press after session loss, if not constant pressure. Like one of these 2. And whack the depth up, whack the players in box. Just whack everything up. You need to full send, right? But anyway, that's it for my tactics. Like, I hope you guys like enjoyed it, and if you guys have any tips of where to improve for next video, because this is my first video, like I've uploaded, so if there's any tips to improve, let me know. I'll be sure to take that criticism like into next video, right? So, and subscribe please, because like I've got top 100 awards coming very soon, and also I'm going for number one. I'm going for number one in the world for squad battles, alright? So yeah, I'm crazy, but I'm going for number one. I'll definitely have top 20, but fingers crossed, number one in the world awards next week, alright? I'll speak to you boys later, alright?